jubilation of the karate community was short-lived. War came to Okinawa in increasing measure until the beginning of the end was played out around these tiny islands. It came with a rush of angry machines in the sky overhead, as the holocaust that followed in the wake of high explosive shells from an armada amassed in the deep blue water off its coral-strewn coast, as a spiteful swarm of bullets that sought human flesh to feed upon. When the islands fell silent, they were weighed down with a cargo of human misery and a burden of dead and dying. The messengers of death moved on to Nagasaki and Hiroshima for the final act in the awful drama that was World War II. When the Battle of Okinawa was over, little remained of Okinawan culture, save than what resided in the minds of its people. Following the most intense air and naval bombardment in history, Okinawa was a devastated nation occupied by a foreign power. During the war years and immediately afterwards, many famous karate masters died. Choki Motobu in 1944, followed by Hanashiro Chomo, Tokuda Anbun, Shinzato Jinnan, Matayoshi Shinko, and Chotoku Kayan in 1945. Kanbun Uechi of Pangainyu Uechi Karate died in 1948, and Choju Miyagi, the founder of Goju-ryu, passed away in 1953. The old order was changing, and the concept of karate for the masses, first proposed by Master Itosu, would soon be advanced still further. In post-war American-occupied Tokyo, Strategic Air Command personnel underwent basic martial arts training at the Kodokan Judo Institute, with senior instructors Kotani, Tomiki, Osokawa, and Funakoshi, the founder of Shotokan Karate. These supportive figures as powerful as SAC Commander General Powers gave Shotokan Karate, a shorinryu derivative, official status that would accelerate its development in Japan and elsewhere. Doubtless part of its appeal to the American military mind was Shotokan's simple, orderly structure that resulted from its incubation in the disciplined, militaristic environment of Japanese universities between the two great wars. In the backwater of Okinawa, however, there was less formality and little, if any, official support. Unlike their counterparts in Tokyo, American students soon discovered there was no easy way to learn the complex array of techniques, kata, conditioning exercise, and bunkai of Okinawan karate. Servicemen who became members of dojos in Okinawa were confronted with the original, unaltered, and uncompromised form of the art. Many were seduced by its complexity, its antiquity, and its beauty. The dedicated soon took their first faltering steps along the path of Karate-do. In 1953, Nagamine Sensei opened a dojo in the Komoji district of Naha. His first dojo, the opening of which in 1942 was honored by a demonstration by Chotoku Kayan, was destroyed during the war. The new Kodokan dojo remains to this day a magnet for those wishing to learn Matsubai Shiryu karate. Its curriculum includes weapons such as the 6-foot staff and iron truncheon for students who have made sufficient progress in their study of the unarmed methods to begin advanced training. Weapons training has long been a part of the karate tradition in Okinawa. Many masters regard the two disciplines as inseparable. As the karate that developed on the mainland was university-based, the greatest emphasis was placed upon learning fundamental techniques and basic kata. This was considered more than enough for anyone to master during a 4-year stay in college. Weapons training, although apparent during the pioneering days of Japanese karate, soon died out in the college dojos. Students in their late teens and early 20s were much more interested in the new concept of karate competition, an activity that was viewed as an abomination by most classical Okinawan masters, than training with weapons they regarded as, at best, anachronisms. The war and the political separation that followed it served to highlight the philosophical divide between the traditionalists in Okinawa and the progressives in Tokyo. Okinawa was accused of looking backwards. Tokyo set its sights on the future, on expansion, on modernization, and on change. Even the father of Japanese karate, Gichin Funakoshi, had grave misgivings about karate competition before his death on April 26, 1957. As Teruo Okazaki remarked, Master Funakoshi was against the idea, saying that a tournament would only detract from the real meaning of Karate Do. In Okinawa in general, and the dojo of Shoshin Nagamine in particular, the forces of change were resisted, and the karate of Ankichi Arakaki, Chotoku Kayan, and Choki Motobu effectively preserved. In 1956, Nagamine Sensei helped establish the Okinawan Karate Do Association and served as its vice president. In 1977, he founded the World Shorinryu Karate Do Association. Then in 1981, as its president, he reorganized the Okinawa Prefectural Karate Do Association and took it to membership of the All Japan Karate Do Association. His efforts to preserve and promote Karate Do were recognized in the most appropriate way possible when the Order of the Rising Sun was bestowed upon him in 1982 by His Majesty Emperor Hirohito. Nagamine Sensei's ongoing research into the art of Karate Do led him to the writings of classical swordsmen Miyamoto Musashi and Yamaoka Tesshu, and ultimately to Zen Buddhism as expressed in the practice of seated meditation, a discipline he engaged in enthusiastically until his death on November 2nd, 1997, at the age of 90 years. Nagamine Sensei's gift to us all is Shorinryu Karate. Through the turbulent years of the 20th century, through war and political chaos, he preserved the art secure in the knowledge of its value to humanity and its importance to future generations. His work allows us to experience the wisdom of the ancient masters of karate and to benefit from it. In 1882, karate master Bushi Matsumura wrote that the way of Bu, or martial arts, forbids willful violence, governs the warrior, fortifies the people, fosters virtue, appeases the community, brings about general harmony, and encourages prosperity.